The average person in Kenya pays 2,500 Kenya shillings per month for Wi-Fi. Now the cheapest package for Safaricom's 5G router right here is 3,000 Kenya shillings for 10 Mbps per month, and that for Airtel's 5G router is the same but for 15 Mbps per month. So technically both of them are more expensive than what the average Kenyan can afford, right? So our question today is, why them? Oh, good, you're here. Actually, in time for me to show you that pathetic mess. Yes, that is the local Wi-Fi distribution system where I live, and just by looking at it, I kind of understand why week in, week out, there's always somebody just coming and trying to fix the Wi-Fi cables. Mara sijui there's low latency, the Wi-Fi is down, it's not working, so many problems, so many frustrations. Quite sad, right? So sasa we have these two, one of which is an alienish, minimalistic, sci-fi looking, white, clean Wi-Fi router that surely looks amazing. The other is like the taller, less handsome, acne-prone cousin, kienyeji if you might. And these two are going to go head to head, toe to toe, one on one, mano a mano. There are also some new kids on the block who I'm quite excited for. But as for today, may the best cousin win. Quick one, I have been using this standard Wi-Fi router for the longest, and I'm happy to report that there is absolutely nothing wrong with this Wi-Fi router and that it works perfectly fine. It's just that by the end of this video, I have to select a winner between the Safaricom's 5G router and Airtel's 5G router. The winner will become my new personal router between the two. So fortunately or unfortunately, the little guy has to go. And so we are glad to announce that we are holding our first giveaway here on YouTube. Yay! The winner will take home this standard Wi-Fi router, the box and all the accessories that came inside, a 2-meter Ethernet cable, and the cherry on the cake is that we will pay for the winner's Wi-Fi subscription for the first month on the house. Yay! And all you have to do is subscribe, of course, comment something meaningful under this video, and share the link with your friends and family. My team and I will be quick to select a winner within the first month of this video dropping on YouTube. Kwa hayo machache, twende kazi. Now, we're going to do this review in two phases because of such comments as these. We're going to have a live phase that I'm going to do right now, and a comparison phase, which is like a conglomeration of all the tests that I have been doing. Couple of rules for the live phase. I'll be using a Wi-Fi 6E enabled device so as to take full advantage of both Wi-Fi 6 enabled Wi-Fi routers. That just so happens to be my Asus ROG Strix at the moment. I'll be placing both Wi-Fi routers at equidistance from the Asus ROG Strix so as to eliminate any possibilities of advantages of proximity. And lastly, I will be downloading the same 191 MB file from WeTransfer on all 4 Wi-Fi bands so as to give a time comparison. That is the real world comparison that encompasses this live test. Iko sawa? Mambo iko sawa. But before we continue, what are these bands I'm talking about? Let's take the example of a family living in Butere. Now this family has 2 sons. Okay, least likely, but this family has 2 sons, the older one and the younger one. Now the older one is obviously more capable in physical activity such as kuchota maji pale, kuchanja kuni, while the younger son is less capable, obviously. But at the same time, the older son lives outside alone, but he does not have a job. The younger son lives at home with both parents. So technically, the younger son is more stable financially. Now, if we have 2 versions of the exact same family, these 2 families can represent the Safaricom 5G router and the Airtel 5G router respectively, whereby each has these 2 sons inside them. The elder son can be represented by the 5 GHz band inside. It is more capable, meaning It dispenses internet of higher speeds but is relatively less stable. The opposite is true for the 2.4 gigahertz band, the younger son, which dispenses internet of slower speeds but is relatively more stable. Mmeshika hiyo analogy? Boss. And the results have been quite predictable. Safaricom's 5 gigahertz band reigns supreme over all other bands, and more so Airtel's 5 gigahertz band. In fact, si kidogo, 2 times over, in fact a little bit more. The story is also the same with the 2.4 gigahertz bands. There is quite a difference between the two. But do you notice that Airtel's 5 gigahertz band is almost equal to its 2.4 gigahertz band? That's quite interesting. But you know what? This is actually quite interesting because this is exactly what the speed tests that I've been doing over the past couple of months tell me. Welcome to the fun part, the comparison phase. First things first, Airtel is undeniably and disappointingly underwhelming. We can sum it up in fact and say that Airtel's 5 gigahertz band, which is supposed to be the stronger one, is actually worse than Safaricom's weaker or the younger 2.4 gigahertz band. Just every number that he throws out is actually just worse. There's just worse everything in Airtel's supposedly stronger band. And it gets weirder because we can also sum it up and say that Airtel's 5 gigahertz band is equal to its own 2.4 gigahertz band. They're essentially the same. Download speeds, average download speeds, essentially the same. Average upload speeds, essentially the same. Ping, essentially the same. Considering the fact that averages give us a clearer picture of the performance long term, does this mean that Airtel's 5 gigahertz band is a scam? Think about it. But anyways, on the flip side, Safaricom's 5 gigahertz band is supreme. It has the best everything. It crushes all numbers, and not by a small margin, by a mile. For instance, the average download speeds for these 20 tests done on random times on random days is 345 Mbps. Bonkers. The closest, which is just Safaricom's own 2.4 gigahertz band, had an average of just over 100 Mbps. This means that Safaricom's 5 gigahertz band is at least 3.5 times more potent at any given time than any other band in this competition. That is just little stuff. And it doesn't end there, because at the same time, we notice that that superior 5 gigahertz band comes alive somewhere between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. Because remember, the average was around 345 Mbps, right? But if we get the average for just night time between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. alone, the average climbs to an insane 416 Mbps for download speeds, sorry for that, and an astonishing 93 Mbps for upload speeds. Simply insane. At the same time, this is between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. This is the time when personally I have seen the highest download speeds I have ever seen anywhere. 479 Mbps on the 20th of May at 4:05 a.m. And remember, this is for me who has just come from this shitty off-brand Wi-Fi, whose average was around 2 Mbps during daytime, 2-3 Mbps, and during nighttime maybe 5, maybe 6 for the same amount of money per month. I have no words. I have no words. On the Airtel router again, when the signal changes from excellent to good, of course for both the 5 and the 2.4 gigahertz bands, both the upload and the download speeds take a hit, of course. But the problem is that the upload speeds, for whatever reason, take a really unfair, mighty hit. Let me give you an example. In these 20 tests right here, the average upload speeds when the LED is green, that means when the signal is excellent, is 33 Mbps for the 5 gigahertz band in Airtel. But when the signal turns to good, the average download speed is just 3 Mbps. Just 3 Mbps. Damn. Then finally, Safaricom's 2.4 gigahertz band really surprised me is all because it handled its weight very, very well in a very noble fashion. For instance, it had the lowest ping of all four bands, that is including Safaricom's own superior 5 gigahertz band. And for all the 20 tests, 11 out of 20 times I got speeds, download speeds above the average, which is 105 Mbps, which means that you are most likely to get post 105 Mbps speeds, download speeds, when you're using this Wi-Fi router in the 2.4 gigahertz band mode, give or take. Very nice. This is not the video's end, hii si mwisho, but for those people who just want to make a decision based on price to performance ratio, let me just sum it up. Okay, now remember in the beginning, our question was, why should we consider these two Wi-Fi routers, yet their packages are on the list more expensive than what the average person pays for Wi-Fi in Kenya per month? Right? Now to answer this question, objectively, tukisema tu kweli, both of these Wi-Fi routers have performed very well. Because take for example, the lowest performer, which is the 2.4 gigahertz band in Airtel, with its average speed over just around download speed over just around 62 Mbps. That is more than enough, especially here in Kenya, for the normal person. And remember that this and the 345 Mbps average download speeds for the 5 gigahertz band in Safaricom, both of them are just for that 3,000 Kenya shillings. Let me remind you that 3,000 Kenya shillings for these off-brand Wi-Fis will probably get you something between 15 and 30 Mbps of Wi-Fi that most definitely has a higher ping, higher latencies than these two. So worse Wi-Fi in short. So these are a deal and a half, tukisema tu kweli. Lakini we have a problem, a numbers problem. Keep in mind that these tests were done on, respectively, Safaricom's 400 GB for 3,500 Kenya shillings per month package and Airtel's 300 GB for 3,000 Kenya shillings per month package. Unfortunately, maze, these packages cannot suffice families as iwezi tosha. They just can't. Because personally, that 400 GB per month for Safaricom, he wisha. I admit that I'm a heavy user, but just imagine if you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, becomes a problem. So these two packages are tailored more towards people who live in singularity. These are people come, maybe you're a software developer working from home, remotely, or maybe you're a comrade living alone, or my single people. How can I forget you? For the families for whom these packages can't suffice, I'd recommend, still on this router, pay for the 50 Mbps per month package still on this router, not the Safaricom fiber package, because for the same price there, you just get 30 Mbps, so you get more value for your money right here. Okay, so we've established that both these routers are and their packages, these packages that we're talking about, are tailored towards people who live in singularity, right? So the question now becomes, it changes, now becomes, which one between the two? Like gani kati hizi mbili? And the answer is quite easy. I mean, taking both 5 gigahertz bands, strap your socks in for this one, Safaricom's is 4.4 times faster on average for download speeds, 3 times faster on average for upload speeds, and comes with 100 GB extra just for 500 shillings more. Okay, I understand you, I feel you. Kweli tu kusema tu kweli, it looks like I've been sponsored by Safaricom to sort of make this video, but I'm completely honest, completely transparent with it. Just from a value standpoint, the Safaricom router, hata umeona, it just blows the water away with the Airtel. It just destroys it completely. And it is what it is. Kwa sababu, no, I won't say it. But anyways, I should probably end the video here. This is where I naturally end it, but there are a couple of things, a couple of important things that you should know. Lazima kuja mpaka hapa register na kama alikuwa ameorder.
So it's better after kuja ukiorder. That's why they bring them to Safaricom shop. You register. Before you.
That employee who I was talking to, whose name I'll reserve of course, told me that it is better that I would have just gone to the Safaricom shop to get the router there, because if it had been delivered, I would still have needed to take the router, go back to any Safaricom shop to have it set up anyway, so defeats the purpose of having it delivered. In my experience, they failed to deliver the Wi-Fi router to my custom address that I input in the website, and they did not communicate. So after making a couple of phone calls, we were able to track the router via its order number all the way to the Safaricom shop in Thika Road Mall, TRM pale. But remember, they had not communicated. Sawa. So hiyo 215 email ni ya kudeliver kutoka wapi mpaka hapo? Hiyo imeenda.
Hiyo sasa na
Jurisdiction
control hapo.
Ni sawa. And even after tracking it, I still had to go for it myself, even though I had paid the 250 shillings for delivery fee on top of the 2,999 for buying the router. So just do yourself a favor, just go for it yourself. We know that you are more likely to get a stronger signal from Saf than Airtel in most places in Kenya. That's a fact. However, the Airtel 5G router comes with a power bank in the box that you can use to charge the router on the go. So this is actually better when you're using it on the fly, you're traveling, you're a camper, whatever. However, for whatever reason, that charger, that power bank also works with Safaricom's router. So what I do is that I would take Safaricom's router and the charged Airtel power bank and use them together when I'm traveling. Genius, yes, but ethical? But with that said, there's a problem with that Airtel router because I've never got it to work just by plugging it directly to the wall outlet. For whatever reason, when I do that, it turns on. The Wi-Fi router will turn on, but it will not dispense Wi-Fi. For some reason, I have to connect it through the power bank from the wall so that it works. So I don't really get the gist of that. The cheaper Airtel X something that has a complicated name Wi-Fi router has 3 LAN ports, while Safaricom's more expensive, higher quality Nokia Gateway 2 router, that's the brand of the Wi-Fi router, has 1 LAN port. So there's that. And Airtel's subscription payment methods are just work. In the wise words of Mr. Jeff, kwani hawa watu hawataki pesa? Because you can pay for your subscription for Airtel in 3 ways. *400#, my Airtel app, and I think my Airtel website. But for *400#, who has Airtel money? They didn't think around that. For the my Airtel app, for some reason I've only been able to log into it once, just once. It would not allow me to do so now. For whatever reason, I'm always stuck on the verification page and it's a loop. It has never auto-verified itself as it says right there. And for the Airtel website, together with the My Airtel app, I needed to have an alternative number, which for some reason I hadn't found it. Turns out that Airtel had sent it via email instead of traditionally putting it or etching it in the tray of the SIM card that came with the router. So I was stuck with a lot of questions, not being able to find that alternative number. So it's just a convoluted method of paying. I don't know. Whilst for Safaricom, it is way easier because download your My Safaricom app from the Play Store or App Store, done. Just log into the app and it will connect to the router number straight up, done. Just select your monthly payment, monthly subscription, done. As a pop-up will come up, put your M-Pesa pin, if you have money, paid, done. Simple. Come on, Airtel. By this point, you know that I am very impressed by the 2.4 gigahertz band of the Safaricom Wi-Fi. It held its own weight in a notable fashion and performed very well. So if you'd want to strike a balance between saving bundles, saving your data, but having the highest possible speeds, the 2.4 gigahertz band would be the way to go. And that was the way to go for me. I used that a lot most of the time because it balanced the two worlds. However, for whatever reason, especially on my laptop, I would connect and I would find that I'm connected. Then the next minute, I'm not connected. Then it stays connected for around 10 minutes. Then I'm not connected. I updated the drivers, the Wi-Fi drivers. Same thing happened. Checked on the current phone I was testing, which was the S25 Ultra. Same thing. Infinix Note 50 Pro. Same thing. iPhone XS. Same thing. So it's kind of frustrating, and so it made it annoying and sort of unusable. So that just locked me to use the 5 gigahertz band for Safaricom, and I guess that's why my monthly package usually ends, because the 5 gigahertz band is too fast. I also prefer the cleaner, white, non-branded look of the Safaricom's 5G router over, if you put that aside, the jarring and all over in your face branding and writing that is everywhere on Airtel's 5G router is actually quite less pleasing to the eye. However, Airtel's router actually has these two rubber feet at the bottom which kind of grip it onto surfaces and grip it very well, so it is less likely to slip and fall, which is actually pretty neat. But anyways, at this juncture, this is now the real conclusion. So what you have to do is that you just have to sit with the facts, sit with the video, think about it, think about what you can and can't do, what you can and what you can't afford, and just decide. My answer has been pretty clear as far as this video is concerned, but I'm happy to announce there are new contenders coming soon. So I'm pretty interested to be testing what they have to offer. But as per now, what do you think?